After over a year of waiting, I'm so excited to welcome you to Miniature Mayhem Season 3. That is right, guys. Today, Miniature Mayhem Season 3 has finally released. And like I said, it has been a long time since Miniature Mayhem content has come out. So in today's video, we're going to be going over loot pool changes, map changes, of course, a few other things, and then also mentioning some scrapped plans for the season and a big reason why there was such a long gap in the content for the map. So let's get started by quickly running through the items added to the loot pool, because there are quite a few. We have the OG pump replacing the Chapter 2 pump, the Wrecker revolver, the OG burst rifle replacing the FAMAS burst rifle from Chapter 2, the heavy assault rifle in green and blue, then the OG SMG in green and blue, and the purple and gold submachine guns that were the P90 model before have been replaced with the gray through blue model, and then the P90 has also been added separately in purple and gold. The new hunting rifle model now goes all the way from green to gold, and the OG hunting rifle has been added alongside that in green and blue. Then we have the OG revolver, the guided missile launcher, the swarm strike, the shock and slow launcher, and the lead spitter 3000. Now for items, we have the precision airstrike, one of the coolest items added to the game in years, the mounted turret, wall dynamo, and ceiling zapper, and the slap jug. So a lot of loot pool changes, mainly because last time Miniature Mayhem was updated, it was still, I don't even know, I think it was Chapter 5, and OG had not been released yet. So with those two things, there have been a bunch of cool Chapter 6 guns and OG guns that I've thrown in. And playing against my friends on the map with these new items has been a blast. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I have been. Now on to the meat of the video, what you guys have all been waiting for, and that is the map changes. So now in the bottom left corner of the map, what was once just a small little desert biome has expanded a little further out, and it's become the tropic biome. Now there are thick jungle trees and nice fluffy grass on the ground, and it's more than just a desert. And I mean, you're going to be able to tell by the vibe of all of the content in this season, but this was supposed to release at the start of this summer, but I just got caught up with a bunch of other things, and now it's releasing now. Better late than ever, right? But that's why it kind of has the summer vibe. Now the coaster POI that was originally in the desert is still here, but joining it, replacing the lighthouse location, is Roost. The old lighthouse spot has been taken over by pirates who've built their own living quarters all around the area and have even slightly tilted the lighthouse and then scrapped together some supports to keep it up. Along with this, there are a couple new landmarks around. Some of them might even be fun little references that some of you guys might get. And that is the bulk of the map changes. I know it's not huge, but that's mainly because of memory restrictions. And I think that what is here is a nice rounded little new spot for you guys to visit. And it's kind of just a bridge here to get back into the Miniature Mayhem content, which should be a lot more consistent from now on. I'm already working on the Halloween event and even in the very early stages of Season 4. Now, there have been a couple things from past seasons that have been removed, which are the remote abilities, which were added just last season, and they were removed due to memory issues. They were not that great, and they took up a lot of memory. As well as the crafters, because there was a glitch with them, and they just stopped working, and I couldn't figure out how to fix them, so I've just removed them. I am already working on some kind of replacement, because right now you can still find rough ore in chests, and there's nothing for you to do with it, but there will be soon. So that is everything in the new update. And for the rest of the video, we're just gonna be going over some scrapped spots and this big gap in content. But I think this is kind of an interesting story, so I'd stick around if I were you. So the scrapped location was supposed to be a little bit south of this area on a little island right off the beach. And it would have been like a town that's on both sides of the river that would have been created in between the island and the beach. That would have been Wild West themed. So this would have probably been the biggest POI in this map because, you know, it's a small map and all the locations are pretty small. The smallest one is only like a building. So having an actual full town would have definitely changed the landscape of this map. And that huge change wasn't actually the reason I scrapped it. It was mainly because of memory. I did not have the memory to build a whole town right there. So at some point, I don't think I have any screenshots of it, but I did have the island built out and I was preparing. And then I just had to delete all of that and stick with the smaller scope that I have here. And this memory problem, I do have a solution for it in the future, kind of. The biggest issue with it right now is because since the start of this map, I've never removed any locations. I have just kept expanding the map to be bigger. So next season, I'll be building on areas that already exist to help keep the memory down. Technically, this season, Lighthouse has been removed and replaced with Roost, but all of the buildings that were in Lighthouse are still here. They're just changed a little bit, so that doesn't really count. So that is the biggest chunk of scrapped content for this season. Now we're going to get on to, actually, I think it was 2 locations that were planned but scrapped, and this wasn't for Season 3. This was something for Season 2, which is what ended up putting Miniature Mayhem on an accidental hiatus for a year. So over the eastern island on the map, which is more of the like industrial area, I believe it was supposed to be for a little event for me reaching 500 subscribers, which was a long time ago. There was supposed to be a big platform raised up over the island, held up on these big concrete pillars. Now, actually, right now, if you play, you can find remnants of these pillars in the ground under where they were. I just figured I'd keep a little nod to it because I did dedicate a chunk of my time to making this spot that never saw the light of day. So, like I said, this was for Season 2. This wouldn't have even been a new season, even though it had 2 new named locations. And the theme was all just celebration for reaching 500 subscribers. So then memory came into play here again, and I ran out of memory. I couldn't finish the update, and for the longest time I was like, what am I supposed to do? I built all this. I have screenshots. I'll show them on the screen now. I had built out like so much of this area, and it didn't look the greatest. Like, I still had polishing and stuff to do, but I had still put a lot of work into it, and I didn't want to delete it. So instead of deleting it all, I waited for months and then deleted it all because I'm a genius. So yeah, eventually, like I said, sadly, I realized it would just have to go, and I would focus on Season 3 at that point. So rest in peace to the 500 subscriber midway Season 2 update. It probably would have been cool. I had these areas that I kind of liked over the 2 locations that are on the that part of the map that would have been covered, so that you could still get to them. There were these big circles. You can see them in the pictures. And if you had jumped through the circles, there was like a skydive volume that would have let you redeploy your glider. So there were easy ways to get off of the island. And there was even an elevator location that would have brought you up and down. So yeah, I mean, it sounds kind of cool, but, you know, I had to get rid of it. And that is everything I had to say about Season 3. You guys have probably noticed that this is a bit of a different format than I usually do for these videos, because I actually had already recorded this video yesterday. I decided I would do a normal video and then a deep dive video like I did for Season 1 of Miniature Mayhem. But I realized those videos were kind of old-fashioned and they didn't perform the best anymore. So I figured maybe this new formula would be a little more modern, because the old, I made a battle royale and Fortnite creative videos that's been a thing for years. So the title may still be the same on this video because those still seem to get views. The editing and stuff and the format is very different to hopefully keep retention up and bring in the algorithm. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it if you use code GravyMan in the item shop. It helps out a lot. And actually what helps out even more than that is just playing the map. So the code's been on the screen the whole time. No joke, just playing the map, like bring in like 1 or 2 of your friends, play the map for like a half an hour. It actually helps out a lot. And I really appreciate it. Every now and then I check my maps to see who's playing it, and if I see anybody online, I'm really happy with it. It's just really cool to see that people are on, even because I saw people on Miniature Mayhem the other day and I hadn't touched it in a year, and I was like, that's funny. It's kind of cool. So enough with that. I do want to mention though, on Crackable Royale, if you guys are wondering, or if you guys even care, I am working on it. There's like an issue in UEFN right now, so it doesn't really work, and I'm just trying to fix it for now. But I'm trying. I'm not just leaving it in the dust. And I'll see you guys within the next couple weeks with the Halloween update for Miniature Mayhem. So thank you all so much for watching. I should come up with a catchphrase, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.